very strong early game. They have some poke to rely on later on.
Bueno, ya estamos acá, inició la partida. Fly contra FX. Vamos a estar viéndola a través de Twitch.
Smolder the stacks 225. Once you get there, that's when the executes start coming online. That's why that timer will be a big thing to watch out. Just gonna keep watching.
Ya empezó, mi gente. Vamos a darle un poco más de volumen.
Has this one for the final game of the day? FlyQuest NZXT Challengers or Fear Starforge. Defending champions are once again the Ohio Riz.
The what?
Ohio Riz.
What is Ohio Riz?
The boot camping in Ohio, brother.
Yeah, but why is that Riz?
Because that's the type of memes they keep throwing. Have you watched what Fear throw in their
Están hablando de memes, esto no es raro, está hablando de una cosa que no tiene que ver.
Come on, man. You gotta stay up to date with that.
El equipo de FX lo veo más fuerte.
It took me a while to figure out what
lo vimos más fuerte en el juego anterior. Yo no lo vi en la partida, en el primer juego.
It was mostly a battle of the socials guy than it was the actual players.
Pero en el juego anterior yo lo vi también más concentrado. Estaban enfocados en no cometer errores, en su posicionamiento, en jugar bien, pues.
Looking to get a little bit of early damage. Remember, this is a parry that can do a ton of damage at level 1. But not going to be getting anything off right away. And so you have to remember, ooh, we got a little stacker, that little one next to the Dwagon.
The little baby Dwagon. We're going to be watching those stacks. The continued stack up. One more time, 225, magic number to watch out for when that Smolder does come online. Taking a look at what's happening for the
ya empezaron a hacer hostia.
Have a top side start coming out of XU, clearing out his red
Renekton siempre es un pick sólido, bro.
With the Ivern, always kind of interesting seeing their clears. You always have that passive.
Real quick, what is that first rune that Smolder has? What is it called? I know it's the one where you kill a thing.
Van a jugar a terminar la partida rápido los de FXS.
There are too many things in this game, Eric.
Tú dices, tienes compo de Early.
The name of runes. I only remember the keystones, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, la última partida se tardó casi 40 minutos.
Tower harder. This one help passive health regrowth, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I know what they all do by looking at them, but I can't always remember the names. Okay, brief aside.
Nidalee. Tengo tiempo que no veo a Nidalee jugando.
They stop changing items from like Navori Quick Blade to Navori Flicker Blade. It's like, ooh, it's the same thing, but we changed the name this time. But the Ornn items should get their names back. Like, that was just cool.
I like the Ornn items names, that's for sure.
Not that.
Well, why? Yeah. This is...
I don't know the names of Hui's abilities.
He's got 9 of them, dude. Got 9 basic abilities. I always end up mixing up his ultimate. I think it's
Nadie se está queriendo arriesgar, todos están jugando calmadamente.
Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, Shaden is here in the mid lane. He goes for that very fast player and a Blaze Olive.
Ooh, there's that fear you were talking about.
Uy, amigo, estás en problemas.
He will have to flash over that wall to
pero si viene la Nidalee.
Going deeper in no man's land. The headbutt pulverized onto Instinct. Baby Dragon's not looking too good. Sajed has to escape. Will burn his flash, and he gets out by the skin of his teeth.
Wow.
But Exu's now in the area, and here comes the spear.
Put the roots down.
He's chipping away. He's drinking. It's the chug jug. He's trying to get as much health back as possible before this 4-man dive comes in, and here comes
muy buena de parte de FX. Enfocado. 2 kills con la First Blood. Super worth it.
Oh
Super
my gosh,
worth
Bradley
it.
not moving that entire time, and Blaze Olive going to be walking back into lane as Jace with 2 early kills. People think this guy
ya una pequeña ventaja, que en el early sí ayuda esa pequeña ventaja.
When all of the poke starts coming through, he's going to be skyrocketing his way into this
dos
game.
espadas largas se compró la DC.
Relatively quickly, and now a lot of the issues that he was having by losing that flash have been alleviated because he traded
hizo
for
sus 2 compras Insti de ataque y lo pone relajado a jugar tranquilo.
ABO went from getting ganked in the mid lane and ran it straight to the bottom for a double kill, bro. That is kind of nutty, but that is pretty much a dream start for a Jace.
Yeah, you also have to remember that it's important that Instinct and Winsome immediately put pressure on the bottom lane so that Sajed and Chime cannot go catch a Blaze Olive in the bottom side of the map. They cannot catch him as he moves down into the red side jungle because as long as you're fighting them, they can't leave. And that worked out perfectly. Now, As top side, we are seeing that Surdy is doing a good job at keeping Philip in the lane. One of the major things that you can look at in his top side to see how well the lane is going is, one, does Renekton have a lead? He needs to do it before Philip gets the first back off. Secondly, how much mana does Philip have? Because whenever you're playing against Gragas, you're not really attacking his HP pool, you're attacking his mana pool. And the fact that Philip gets off the back relatively early
Cuando
on,
peleas contra Gragas necesitas estar pendiente de su maná, no de su vida.
Harder for Renekton in the next couple of levels.
Now Surdy will have to take his back and rejoin the fight. And to do this topside duel that we have. All the meanwhile, we have XU who's going to start up the Dragon Stack in the name of
de oro
que,
bueno. Esa ventaja solo cada minuto se pierde. Si no la aprovechan, cada minuto se pierde.
Turning point, grabbing that Dragon Soul that got them back into this game. So XU going to start up that win condition once again.
La ventaja de oro solo dura un objetivo, solo dura un dragón, solo dura una kill. La ventaja la tienen, no tienen ventaja en nada todavía.
Raw adaptive power coming through, or it's not even adaptive. You just get, you know, both AD and AP. But the important thing is it wasn't even traded for the grubs, right? That is one of the most common trades that you always see in this game. You get first dragon.
La ventaja que tienen que estar enfocados, bro.
But now, Varric Starforge can potentially play for both of them.
Pero ya, mira el oro, solo 500. Ya se remontan los flights.
Shaden's still trying to start him up. You have XU right over the wall. Spot what's going on right now. Will be a Shaden should be at least able to claim one of them. Anything. Still, no. Both junglers, they're just going to farm together. It's kind of a leash.
Chime is on his way up. Look at where Sajed is relative to Instinct and Winsome. All right, he ends up being okay. He's calling like, please help. I need some assistance in the bottom lane. Shaden will get one. Does still have the smite for the other one? Yeah, so that should be two going over right there. XU at least gets one of them.
Viste, la ventaja de oro ya se esfuma.
Questions a little bit more about the second set of grubs coming up in a bit. But still, Varric Starforge, they put some pressure down onto Sajed. They push him into a very odd spot. They crash this wave. That does mean that at least one plate going over to Instinct.
Shaden is coming up towards this top side. As of the moment, it seems like it was only to establish a vision of his own, so not much going to be found. I mean, Ivern isn't the most aggressive of junglers that we do get on the map. Yeah, with that sweeper being used, it's just to deny vision. Make sure that Philip doesn't feel too comfortable out up here in the top lane.
It's honestly really good for Surdy to be putting this much pressure onto Philip early in this game because, like we said, this matchup does tend to get harder, and Philip trying to make sure that Surdy cannot get the full play, but Surdy will manage to do it before he has to go for another back, and that's even more gold going through towards the side of FlyQuest challengers. However,
¿y porque él va a pelearle? Está confiado.
However, the goal, as we can kind of see throughout this game, still plays all of the strongest player on the map, but doesn't necessarily have the damages quite yet. He's past the point where his base damages are just good enough to fight everyone. Now he needs to start building up that lethality.
Ah, ya, Alistar.
Chime's gonna bump into the enemy jungler. XU spotting out the cow. There is no ultimate for Chime, so you don't have as much tanky stats to get out of this situation. He'll have to burn his flash to find safety.
Yeah, ooh, so Jed's getting some more dragon training stacks, and they can't really fire back because they can't see him, and so Instinct and Winsome going to have to back around or back away from that one. But it is still a very
ese Renekton está jugando muy bien.
Key now is you already have the good starting position. You have to extend it as it plays all up. He wants Daisy. Oh no, he wants Shaden.
And over there, waiting for the spear to come through, can follow up with the pounce.
My Daisy.
My Daisy.
That's 50 gold.
Easy money right there. Oh, okay. Daisy will just continue on with Shaden as XU hops over the wall. He's coming through. Now here comes Surdy. He's hopping straight forward. Going to use the Dominus. All the meanwhile, Mom being channeled out. Find too much else on this bottom side.
Este juego, bro, porque no sabes qué va a pasar.
Yeah. Still, lots of pressure on both sides of the map, and Surdy has enough rage. Okay.
Not much mana for Philip.
Yeah. Philip not going to give him an opportunity. I was looking for potentially like a flash.
Ya Gragas se quedó sin maná. Ya él no puede pelear. Se está retirando.
You have to be very careful and very confident in a win.
That means Philip has to go back once again. I do want to do that check-in as you are our top lane expert, Josh.
Yeah, this is Surdy smashing this matchup, actually. Okay. This is Surdy doing a really good job, already getting 2 plates, already like 25 CS ahead in this matchup. It's supposed to have gotten better for Philip by now. he has not recouped some of the early losses. And this is one of those things where I think a lot of okay, do you remember a thread that Shoji started like 2 or 3 months ago where he was talking about players with aura?
No.
Okay,
do you know what aura is? Yeah,
so Surdy has aura, and Shoji just like posted like 50 or something names of players in solo queue who have aura. And this definitely is a position where Surdy has had aura, where people just assume he's always making the right decisions. And unfortunately, Philip has not been able to get the better of him. The last time we saw these two play against each other was actually this exact matchup. And Philip just completely stopped Surdy from having an impact on so much of the game, partly because XU came up to help him. But neither top laner has come up towards the top side to have an effect at all.
A lot of those times when people are that level of confident, it kind of takes away confidence from you. And I think that's some of the situations that Philip's running into. He's like, what, is this the right play or not? What is he doing? I'm scared. I need to get away.
Oh, Winsome.
Now Bradley looking to get away from Winsome. Winsome still going to be able to find the charm right onto Bradley as the Feather Storm comes out, looking for the Blade Collar. Bradley is picked off. Spiraling Despair, gonna pop, but it doesn't get anyone from Fear Starforge to fall. All the meanwhile, a fight breaking out between the supports. Chime versus ABO. Chime going for the long chase. Mom will not take him down. Now focus back onto the Rift Herald. Here comes Philip. Body slam finds it. It's Mark. Surdy jumps in, tries to take one with them. Will not be able to claim Winsome. It's Instinct who's wearing gator boots.
Oh, wow. Kills going over to Fear up in the top side. ABO trying to find Jet in the bottom side. Doesn't manage to do it, but also walks away with his life in the 1v2. And this should be enough. Nobody going to be walking away with the grubs. But Fear not claiming that prize. They're just going to walk away with a 2 kills.
No, FX me gusta como juega, marico. Está jugando demasiado seguro.
So they're getting the dragons and they're
Cada equipo tiene su estilo de juego, definitivamente, brother. Definitivamente. Algunos son agresivos, otros son organizados, otros son...
I was watching during most of the fight. Because ABO...
Otros son robots. Otros son robots, la verdad.
But doesn't have the base damages, right? He's relying a bit more on the scaling AD. He gets a lot of damage.
Jeez.
And if that Q lands,
he's dead.
Probably takes down Sajed. Needs one more auto after that. But Chime just running after him, not able to get quite enough damage down as Sajed just a little bit too far away. Even Mom can't help him.
Getting that check-in on stacks. It is currently 86. Now Bradley.
Otra vez Bradley, amigo.
Flash, but he does have a cow.
Menos mal, Bradley, no nos asuste.
Pulverize is enough to disengage. Fight still very close in the bot lane. All the meanwhile between Sajed and Instinct.
Yeah, both of them on identical items. Here's a teleport coming through from Surdy.
Oh no. Instinct, he doesn't have his Feather Storm. He does have his Flash. Ooh, tries to use the Blade Collar in a creative way, but Surdy will slice and dice around it and take down Instinct.
Yeah, really good attempt coming through from Instinct to try and live there with the Flash and the Blade Collar. If he had just gotten a little bit more damage, it would have been enough, but that kill going over to Surdy, currently being traded out for 2 plates by Philip, and also a bit of damage down onto Sajed, but he's going to secure just as much CS up in the top side map as the bottom side. Actually picks up the last grub, but Surdy also getting some free time down in the bottom side of the map, and maybe one more plate going over. Ooh, the teleport coming through from Philip, making sure that it's not going to be any more money. The gold has remained fairly steady for the past 4 or 5 minutes overall, but still, FlyQuest showcasing signs of life in this one because so much of the early game had gone over to Fear with that skirmish around the second set of grubs.
And you know, if we do continue in this game, say another 10 minutes, and this is still the gold lead, then I really do put the benefit over to FlyQuest. That scaling of the Smolder is going to be something big, and around that time frame is when we start to see that execute come online, as well as some of the artillery that FlyQuest do have to challenge the artillery coming out from Fear. Bradley will be the one bringing that. Now Fear Starforge starting up the Rift Herald.
Y bueno, quería recordarles a la gente que vamos a estar sorteando RP a través de las redes sociales en nuestra categoría de League of Legends. La estamos actualizando con... Ya tenemos todo el continente, todos los continentes. La LSK, la LLA, la LS y ahora la NACL. No, tenemos todas las ligas en nuestro canal. Así que nada, déjense sus comentarios y gánense sus RP.
Here comes Winsome,
Flash.
looking for an angle onto Bradley. Will find the charm and the knock up, and Bradley is gone. Chime is by himself, trying to keep them underneath the tower to get a kill back. He won't find it though.
No,
and Fear
FX
get
anda
the
jugando
assassination
demasiado.
on Big Brad.
Pareciera que fuesen una partida de Albion,
I
marico,
love that.
si te soy
The fact that
sincero.
they have attacked Bradley
Parecen una
twice,
partida de
one that does
Albion.
not have the flash, once in the mid lane, once in the top lane, really showcasing that Fear, playing a lot
Se
around
mueven como una
all
sola
these
unidad, loco.
abilities back and forth, making sure they abuse the cooldowns. Now, 30 seconds until the dragon spawns. Philip a little bit late on his reset, but with no teleports coming out from Sturdy or Bradley, ultimately everyone's going to have to come down. Ooh, Shane backing up on the top side, also going to be late, so that means Fear need to set up.
20 seconds before it comes up, and as you said, Fear having at least first spawn onto the map. Finally get over towards the river. We'll be able to take the Scuttle Crab XU over there. Got to challenge this man. He's so hard to take smites away from. With that, if you don't have that much vision pushed forward into this river, it's a little bit dangerous, man. There's shock blasts and spears.
Quiero ver cómo dispara la Nidalee, loco.
Philip has to come in, but ooh, the opportunity
pegó a la
needed
gorda.
at that last shock blast did a lot of damage
pero
to
contra la
Bradley
gorda es
and
muy
Shane.
buena.
Philip now taking space in the bottom
Contra
side
Daisy.
of the river. But we got to see some poke landing first, and FlyQuest don't need to give them time to do that. Another shock blast landing onto Bradley, and Spears
mira lo que le
really
dieron a
punishing his health
Bradley.
bar.
Yeah, Bradley's getting hurt big time. Falls to about a third of his health bar. And FlyQuest, they realize that this is not their fight. Will surrender the dragon over Fear
Se dieron
Starforge.
cuenta que no ganan
This is
aquí.
one of the major
Ama.
reasons why nerfs to
Sí, no.
Smolder
Están
over
jugando al
several
pokeo,
patches
están
over
jugando
the,
su
like, half
posicionamiento.
season or
FX
that
va
he
para la
has now
victoria.
hurt
Hasta aquí,
so
aquí
much
se notó
because
que van a
he's gotten
ganar, mano. Aquí,
126, right? He's gotten
si
like
mantienen
20 in
ese
the
ritmo de
past
juego,
few
ganaron.
minutes, right?
La
About
partida es
10 per
suya.
minute. But
No es que no le tenga fe a Fly,
5 minutes.
es que FX se
If we
nota
assume
la
the same
convicción en,
trajectory, he did
sus jugadas,
170,
brother. De que quieren ganar, de que están enfocados, están
what's the
Eric,
odds
I
concentrados.
know you're a
then,
math
huh?
major. I know you're a math major. Is 180 more or less than 225?
I think it might be less, Josh.
Might be less. Yeah, that is.
No se van a equivocar, pues.
problem
Que los de
when
FX
the
no se van a
mountain
equivocar.
soul is spawning
Así que
within
si Fly
less
se
than
equivoca,
225
pierde.
stacks.
Así te la pongo.
And you gotta appreciate that from Fear on the opposite side of
Los de
things. 'cause
FX
it means
se ve
they're
que no se van a
pushing the tempo
equivocar.
faster than FlyQuest can get towards their breakpoints. Something they absolutely
Están
need to do
seguros
when
en lo
they're
que hacen.
dealing with this level of scaling, like the Smolder. And now, for FlyQuest, feels like gonna be rough waters for quite some time. Rift Herald now going down, looking for a charge into the mid lane.
Oh, Winsome's gonna go in. It's gonna do a decent chunk of damage. Remember, both sides only have 3 grubs.
Toma.
Chime's on the
Dangerous.
other side, yeah. Oh, that's going to be bad for Winsome. He's going to have to
Lo
burn his
jalaron.
ultimate to try and escape this one, but he does find his way out of
Instinct.
this. But this puts Instinct into the crosshairs, and here comes Surdy. The jaws chomp
No,
down
amigo.
right onto his neck. And that's one kill going over to FlyQuest.
That was big. That's going to be a bunch more dragon training stacks going over to Sajed, as well as getting that kill onto
Pero tienen que
Instinct. As soon as-
aprovechar, tienen que
as soon as I saw
aprovechar
Winsome,
esto
like,
para hacer
committing to the turret,
algo.
I was like, I don't know about
No.
this one. Philip also taking a
Nah.
lot of damage.
Dude, as soon as I saw Chime, like, I'm an Alistair, and you're going to be behind me, you say.
I'm in danger.
Se llevaron su
Look at that,
torre de
Fear now
abajo.
grabbing
Entonces,
turrets.
aunque perdieron,
Able to get some into their name. It's ABO who gets that brick
Ahí con
all
eso
by
acomoda.
himself.
el pobre Bradley ha sido el target de la partida. Hoy le han dado duro demasiado. Demasiado duro al Bradley.
This one, but 3 minutes until the dragon spawns again. Keeping close track of where Sajed is. Again, 145. Still needs like 80 in order to get to the all-important number. And, ooh, Spear just not quite landing. Now, I haven't, XQ's been fine on this Nidalee, right? He's landed a couple of clutch spears.
Ahí sí le dio la lanza. Mira, media vida, loco.
Bottom lane dive into.
Uy, otra más y lo deja listo para que se vayan. Para tu
in
casa.
the bottom lane in the 1v2, doing a lot of good work. However, now we have to see the acceleration of the game. They got the bottom lane turret, Blaze all up in the top side. You love seeing this Jace just free farming in all of these situations because this champion is so nuts.
Ay, amiga.
Right, when you have access to the level like 16, you have
Esa sí la-
accelerated
Uy,
shot
no
blast,
le
doing, like,
dio.
800 damage to anyone. You
Pero
have
sí
this,
la apuntó.
Smolder is not going to be doing anything. or doesn't have the HP to survive that kind of damage, you can kill him in 2 shot blasts. Like,
Guau, qué golpe el
that's gonna
del
get
Jace,
worse. He
marico.
just finished the Murm on him. Also, Daisy just died. Sorry, didn't ask for pickles.
I'm still in shock from that damage I saw on Shaden.
Sí,
Those shock blasts, man, they add up.
el daño que hace
At
ese
this stage of the
Jace.
game, when you're this far ahead, and there's not much really to be said. Blazov is just going to be doing damage, and Surdy wants to bring the damage back. Problem is, he doesn't have as much as ABO does.
No, Sanidad
Redemption
le
goes
está
out. Gonna get a bit
arrasando.
of healing back over to FlyQuest. Here, still posture around
No,
this
¿cómo vas a
tower.
fallar esa? Bueno,
Yeah. There's no
la
way.
presión social, amigo. Obvio que sí se falla la presión
But they
social.
will get it. That's the thing. It's just going to take
Esa
some
no la
time.
falló, ¿viste?
And Smolder is going to move into the mid lane. Blaze Olive will be able to clear out this wave. He has the next wave coming through as well. This top lane turret will eventually go down. Surdy not having the damage you
Qué
take down,
intenso, loco. La pelea
Jace
se
at
fue
this
para el
point
top
in
lane.
time. And
Qué intensa.
as Jace gets more and more money, he might have enough to get a 3rd completed item before the Mountain Soul spawns.
50 seconds before it's up. He's going on his recall. Let's take a close look at that inventory. I mean, he's already got a Dirk finished, so there's a decent chance he might be able to finish off his 2nd item. He's staying a little bit longer, so that might be an indicator that he has the gold just shy.
Yeah, he clears out another wave, has a teleport to make sure he is at the dragon on time. 1400, I don't think that's enough to get a completed item. Maybe a Yomu's if he sells like his Doran's item. We'll find out in just a moment. Either way, teleporting into the game. Oh, he's got the last whisper coming through, and look at that damage article against a Jed, who is still 60 stacks away from that 225.
La partida se acaba muy
The damage
pronto.
Not quite there, and you're
Lo
already seeing them
presiento.
ping. Hey, Surdy, go clear out the
Te va a
top
venir
wave.
ahorita
We
un
are
wipeo
trying to
insano.
give over
En
this
este dragón van a
Mountain
pasar
Soul.
cositas, lo
Change the
presiento.
Already, Mountain Soul. I just realized that we're 21 minutes in, and Fear are claiming it. FlyQuest, they're just watching.
Mira
They
cómo
can't do
se
anything about
posiciona
this. The poke is
FX,
too much.
bro.
The
Que este
gold plate is
dragón
too
es
much.
nuestro y se
Mountain Soul belongs
posiciona
to
en
Fear
no joda, es
Starforge.
nuestro.
Now, Philip teleporting back up top. Trying to
No.
make sure that Surdy's not going to
Mira.
grab that. He's still going to get it nonetheless. Now,
Winsome.
Winsome
No,
goes
no,
into
y
the
aquí
engage.
olvídate.
Looks for Bradley.
FX anda
Redemption goes
demasiado
down.
concentrado en
Killing
esto,
in
mira.
for
El
FlyQuest.
posicionamiento
Surdy
que
gonna
llevan es
reconvene with the rest of
perfecto,
his
perro.
team as the
Aguanta,
spears and shock blasts keep on flying in the direction of FlyQuest.
Okay, I got a prediction here, Destrox. Every team that has had
Mira,
a
no han
lead around
peleado
20
y ya
minutes
tienen
have
al otro
lost.
equipo a la
So,
mitad de vida
clearly,
y
this
no
is
han
the
peleado.
perfect situation for FlyQuest and ZXT. They've been setting this up from minute 1. No, Fear X Starforge have this huge lead, and now they're going to be able to
Mira
pick up
ese
another
golpe,
structure
mira lo
off
que
this.
cada...
They have
¡Oh! Mira
Oh,
ese
damage.
pokeo, marico.
John Desage at XU as well.
Oh, no.
Mom comes down, but there's no execute, man. Here's a Gator,
Uy.
though. We'll be able to finish off the kill. Focus on to
I was
ABO.
joking.
Explosive cast comes
¿Quién
out
lo
of
diría,
full
no?
30 right
Oh,
back
no.
in. And that's
Dios,
exactly
¿quién lo
what
diría?
FlyQuest
Mira
wants.
esto.
Double kill for Surdy.
That was
Nah.
the worst Nambo combo I've seen in ages. You
Increíble.
saw that Blaze
Muy
Olive
buena de
knock
Fly.
Surdy back directly
No.
into the explosive cast, which gives him
Pero
the
esto no ha
movement to
terminado.
get into the rest of Fear. A terrible blunder comes through from Fear X Starforge, and FlyQuest are in a perfect position to
Ese
pick
Jay
this
está
up.
que
There's no
revienta
slide
madres,
into.
amigo.
There's no opportunity, and the gold lead has evaporated, and we're going right back in the other direction.
You gotta be kidding me, Josh. How many
pero se
times? No
llevan,
one's
medio.
allowed to get a goal lead at 20 minutes. You lose the game for it every damn time.
Ahora,
How the hell did
FX
this
tenía el
happen?
juego
It's
así.
Fear when Dragon
El
saw
ju-
everything was in their
FX tenía el
favor.
juego así en
It all
sus
goes
manos,
awry
amigo,
from
y-
this moment.
Y aquí en esta,
It's just so much
aquí,
damage
solo un
coming
momento
through.
hace
They
falta.
don't have the ability to do anything. Mom comes through, almost takes
El
down
teleport
XU,
de-
and once again, after Surdy does this, the
del
flash,
Renekton fue
watch
perfecto
the
también,
combo
amigo.
that comes through. A Blaze
Eso
Olive
también
is
hay
like,
que-
What if Surdy was in the rest of the team, and you gotta feel for them, because if that combination doesn't happen, you
Fue muy
get
buena,
multiple
fue muy
numbers
buena
out.
jugada.
This
Remontaron.
is life, man.
Ya no hay
Just can't
diferencia
believe
de
this
oro,
keeps
están
happening.
totalmente
A
igualados.
wild series of events that have come through. It's gotten our gold lead evened up now.
Yeah,
And it
that
doesn't-
Rally Cry Baron buff does a lot.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel that
Qué buena
way,
partida, amigo.
given the way
Todos
the
los
game's
juegos
gone
han
so
sido
far.
muy
I mean,
buenos porque
get
han
rid of
estado
the buff
súper
all out.
parejos.
FlyQuest have Baron. You got Mountain Soul over for Fear.
Bueno, en
Nothing's
este
making
no, en
sense at
este
the moment.
FX ha
We're
estado
just here to slug it out.
arrasando, pero mira,
But
voltearon la
this is a really
partida,
big
ya
but.
no hay diferencia.
Jed has more time. Sajed has a lot of time. Sajed has 3 minutes to get about 30 stacks on his dragon training. Fear do not want to flip around this upcoming Elder.
Oh no! Beautiful sidestep by Chime. Gets away from the explosive cast. Not going to go down. Pretty significant right there. That would have been a nice pick for FlyQuest.
That would have been important. Just getting that little bit of extra gold. Unfortunately, that's the second. I'll give Philip that one because it was a dodge. The other one I'll also give him because it was not his fault that a Blaze Olive not Surdy into.
Horrible, pega
man,
horrible, no falla nada. Y pega en la madre.
Like that. It's like, it's not my
Para mí que lo dejaron y anda con trauma. Dándolo todo.
Doesn't matter whose
that you're
fault it
going
is.
with, man. I mean,
Mira,
that's
ahí
the
va
explosive
otro.
cast. Sometimes you live
No,
by
está
it,
muy bueno
sometimes
ese
you
Jace
die
de
by
pana
it.
como pega, mira.
Yeah.
Uy, ahí
It
falló,
doesn't matter whose
pero
fault it is at the end of the day, right?
alguna la
The
tenía que fallar.
result is the same, regardless of how the game gets to where you're at. The gold lead is identical. We have a Baron spawning in a long time, but FlyQuest, they haven't really gotten a whole lot off this Relic Right Baron buff. Only about 1,000 more gold than just picking up the Baron itself. But 2 minutes left until the Elder Dragon spawns. Now, we do have to note that the execute matters. Like, it is just, you know, because you execute at like 4 or 5-ish%. That is, I don't know, whatever percent it is. It's that, you could think of it as like End Collector, as you just do 5% more damage. You just have to get there, right? But 3% increased damage for whatever number
Estarán
it happens to
esperando
be
el
right now
ancestral seguramente.
isn't that big of a deal when you have
Ya pronto
this
sale.
much, when you don't have a ton of damage to start with anyway. So,
No,
Fear X
qué
Starport,
diferente
as
es
they
este
start
juego a
looking
nivel
for this next one,
competitivo a como tú lo
they
juegas
have
en
to
tu elo
decide how they wanna
bronce,
play around
brother.
this Elder Dragon.
A
They
nivel
have the best
competitivo
50-50
este juego
Smiter
también
in
es
the league.
bonito, brother. Pasa es que uno
But
nunca
even if it's
llega a
a
formar parte de un
70-30,
team así
do you
y
take that
entrena.
around this Elder
Y si
Dragon, or you
son
try and
pocos
fight
pues lo
them
que lo
before
hace.
the
Un
Elder
player
Dragon
casual no.
spawns?
Un casual player
Anyway, a
jamás.
little bit of humor going on. XU
Pero
asking
competitivo
Sajid when
sí
he's gonna hit
provoca, amigo.
225. It's been a
Conseguiste un
while, man.
equipo con el que
In a while.
But just throwing a
27
little bit of
minutes in.
shade right there.
Con el
Hey,
que llegar al
6 more
top.
stacks.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get it for the Elder Dragon for sure. It is pretty late. But it doesn't matter how late it is, you know. Sajed, just like Gandalf, gets there
Uy,
exactly when he intends to. Could be at exactly the right moment. And both teams are setting up a lot of vision, a lot of control around the bottom half of the map. Everybody says the top lane, we do not care about that. It is not a real lane in this game. It can't hurt you. So, FlyQuest, now moving around, they think they've caught a Blaze Olive.
All right, going after ABO. Teleports are being
Ah,
challenged.
el Jay rebotó al Alistar.
Some punted away by Chime.
Ah,
Rest of Fear
el Jay
Starport
anda tan
throwing in that
abusador
post
que él
shot. Last
rebotó
night,
al
nothing.
Alistar.
Sajid able to join back with
Eso
the
sí
team.
es un
Five-member
abusador.
squad is going to be FlyQuest. Now they got a 6
Instinct
in
isn't here.
Daisy. The long chase coming out. Fear Starport starting to collect
Ah.
around this Elder Drake. It has just spawned.
Ma,
And
mira
you
lo que
still don't
pegó.
have the execute
El
for
Bradley,
Sajid.
el Bradley no ha dejado de recibir.
I mean, he'll get it off of one ability. He'll get it on the first thing that happens in this fight. It's okay. Daisy goes in. This is what I was saying.
Oh no.
That Daisy's not protecting you from those pickles, man. But
No,
Chime
but Chime
going
might.
around.
Chime might. Here's
Mira.
Chime on the back end. He's looking for an angle, but there's only Philip to grab. Mom comes down. There's a lot of damage onto Philip. The
Estuvo
chase
buena
with
de
the
parte
slice
del
and dice.
Chime.
Philip back
Hold
side.
on.
And ABO takes down Shaden. ABO, the
El Jay
shot
se
blast.
explota
This
todo.
chase is so damn fed. He's gonna bring the hammer down as Bradley flashes over the wall.
El
ABO
Chime hizo
takes
lo
him
suyo,
and
pero
takes
James se lo
down
lleva
Soul.
todo.
Surdy looking for the escape, but the Reapers will be felt. Defending champions.
Mamadísimo
Meet
el
the dealers
Chase.
of death. The Reapers of the Rift looking to take down FlyQuest.
This confidence pick from Blaze Olive finding their way to their rematch, coming in with Dragon Steel. Blaze Olive on the
El
chase,
MVP te lo
going
llevas, amigo.
massive in this last fight, landing Shock Blast after Shock Blast, finding every single person that they needed. This game going back and forth every single time. This series was absolutely insane.
Jamás le
These two
perdí la
teams
fe a
so
FX,
evenly
pero
matched. And they're just fighting
estuvo
for
muy
an
bueno este
opportunity
juego,
to
amigo. De verdad
continue
que
staying in the upper
los flights se
bracket,
pueden
the
ir para su
easy
casa
path to fight.
tranquilos a dormir sabiendo que lo
One
dieron
simple shock
todo,
blast,
amigo.
man. One simple
Estuvo
shock blast
increíble,
and our
la
heads
verdad.
are just blown. The damage that man was doing.
Qué partidazo, amigo.
My word,
Qué
Josh. Let's
partidazo.
pull up the
Lástima que aquí no
replay. I
podamos
gotta
ver
see
las
this again.
reacciones de los jugadores
Yeah,
porque
I
la
mean, it
verdad
starts
que
off just throwing
estuvo
Daisy
brutal,
directly into the
estuvo
fire
brutal.
right
Aquí
at the
tendremos los
beginning. Like,
replays en
Philip is in a
pantalla.
really tough position, but Daisy already gone, and then ABO has already hit a couple of very important shot blasts. He finds one more. It's on the back side of Shaden. And then the big thing I like about this is actually watch his interaction with Bradley. He can switch to melee, but he knows Bradley's about to flash this wall. He needs to follow the play, still have that queue up so that he can get on top of Bradley a second time, takes down all of the damage that is available to FlyQuest before turning his attention. That patience with his abilities is what wins them this fight, and that winning of this fight is what wins them this game.
Very interesting situation that we have with the gold graph right now, Josh. Just peeking back over to FlyQuest, kind of making us think that gold leads on the 20-minute mark are a death sentence, but finally able to break the curse is Fear Starforge. Tremendous win, especially against defending champions. The number 2 seed will now proceed forward. FlyQuest not going to be out of the runnings just yet. They're going into the
Me
lower
encantó
bracket,
compartir esta partida y vamos a estar siendo transmitiendo partidas a través de Twitch todos los días. Estaremos revisando una liga por allí, la coreana de madrugada y las demás en horarios normales. Así que nada, dejen su like en YouTube. Recuerden que vamos a estar sorteando RP por participar en los comentarios, así que muchas gracias.
We are going to be on this timer up against the Smolder and still have the confidence to take it through. Just speaks to how good this team really is.
No kidding, Josh. Gonna really add more to that, so I'm not. In fact, I'm gonna throw it over to break because I know I want to hear the winners, so we're going to do just that. We'll be right back. On the other side, we'll have an interview with one of the members of Fear Starforge.
Entonces, ¿será que seguimos viendo juegos? Yo, como les digo, en mis ansias por ser el mejor streamer del mundo, estoy tratando de traer cada día contenido de calidad. Si yo no puedo ser pro, les traigo a los pros. Yo recuerden que yo desinstalé League of Legends. A mí no me dio pena desinstalar League of Legends. Cuando me di cuenta que era manco, decidí reaccionar al Faker y a su amigo. Sin pena. No, ¿verdad? Las 3 horas que tengo, las 3 horas que pudiese estar perdiendo el tiempo jugando, pudiese estar trayendo 3 horas de finales, ¿saben? Joda, eso sí que lo van a querer ver. Y traído por mí. Joda. Tenemos la Liga Criolla Coreana, la Liga Criolla la Liga Europea Criolla, la Norteamérica Criollo Leagues. No, están todas. Pues si se viene otro juego va a ser el último que reaccionemos, creo.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Rally Cry post-game interview. I'm Josh, and I'm joined here by the winning mid laner of Fear X Starforge, Ablaze Olive. So first off,
mira, si se viene la entrevista post-juego. Con... Este es el Jace. Está mamadísimo, Jace. Que lo sepa.
I kind of underplayed it to my team because I didn't want them to worry. But nah, I've been really struggling. And I was basically muted all 3 games. So I think that contributed to why things weren't as clean as we would have hoped.
That's totally fair. I mean, I know that you've had a big voice in a lot of teams that you've played on in the past. So, you know, when you're just able to buckle down and focus in on what you are going to do, it ends up working out. But that series, you know, you said it wasn't particularly clean. Both teams going back and forth. I joked in the 3rd game about whoever has a goal lead at 20 minutes can't win. And then immediately afterwards, you had that bit of a disastrous fight where you knocked Surdy back. Philip knocked him back into you, and I have to ask, what was going through your mind as soon as the Crocodile was suddenly exactly where you didn't want him to be?
El Renekton.
That was definitely not optimal. For a second, I thought we might be able to kill him, but then he had Steric, so he didn't die. And I was a bit worried that we were going to throw again like game 1, but honestly our comp was so much better than theirs in the third game that it didn't even really matter, and we had Mountain Soul. So in the last fight, it was kind of unplayable for them. It wasn't even close. So I wasn't too worried.
That makes sense. I mean, you had the really big confidence pick on the Jays, which you look fantastic on. I do want to pivot a little bit, though, because I see that you guys are not in the places that we're used to seeing you guys. You guys have all been at home for a while, and now you're at a LAN center all together. What's the difference in the atmosphere that it brings when you guys are all in the same place?
Honestly, I missed it so much. The first couple days being here, I was really cheesing because I was so excited being back in a in-person scrimming, reviewing. It's like a really nice change of pace from doing it online, where you don't get the same like personal connection because you don't see people saying and how they're reacting. It really helps. I think it's really helped us get better quality practice and also get us closer together. So
yeah,
I think
awesome.
I'm really happy that Fear got us to all boot camp here.
Yeah, that's very exciting because I know a bunch of you guys have to be meeting for the first time, so just building up that camaraderie will help a lot, especially as we start looking forward to your guys' next matchup. You guys are going up against Dragonsteel, who you guys had a close series against, but they still remain undefeated. What is it about the next match that you guys are going to be taking that's going to make it different than the first time around?
Honestly, I think Dragonsteel is like the only team that I'm worried about. I feel like all the other teams are such a level below Dragonsteel, so we really have to lock in and play our best. We've been scrimming with them a bit, and they definitely have not gone the way I would have hoped. But I was sick yesterday, so it doesn't really count. And I feel they are really good as a team, and they play really well as a team. And if we can shore up some of our mistakes that we make as a team, then I think our individual strengths and player advantage is going to shine through, because I feel, not to say like they're getting carried by how good they are as a team, but they play so well as a team and their macro is so good that it's kind of annoying. But I think we can beat them for sure. I feel really confident.
That's awesome. Really looking forward to seeing how that matchup ends up going, because remember, the top two are going to be going to Academy Worlds. It's finally real, having an opportunity to go play in Brazil. But before I let you go here, Blaze Olive, is there anything else you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, I just want to shout out all of the fans. Thank you so much for supporting us. Fear X Starforge, thank you so much for helping us get everyone to this boot camp, getting us locked in. And thanks to all the staff helping us, driving us here and back and getting us food and stuff like that, accommodating us. Gamers are not the most, sometimes they can have interesting things about them, so everyone's been really kind and helpful. So just want to say thank you so much to them, and appreciate all the support.
Yeah, they're just quirks, man. Don't worry about it too much. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go here. Hope you feel a little bit better towards the end of it. Hope you get some good rest as you guys prepare for that rematch with Dragonsteel. I'm going to go ahead and bring Deathstrux back in and go ahead and close out the day. So thank you so much, Plays Olive, and once again, congratulations.
Josh, that game 2, we had a moment where it's just like, oh, it's a FlyQuest 2-0. Now
Yeah,
we're interviewing ABO. What a wild series that ended up being. I mean, hats off, credit to Fear Starforge, of course, credit to the org as well for actually flying the players out, getting them all in the same area. It does make a difference having your teammates next to you, building that camaraderie, and just enjoying the game together, man.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff to see.
I mean, that's something that Dragonsteel has had going for them this entire split, right? They are a school. They are having a bunch of players working out of the same LAN center that has to have done a lot of good for them, as long as everybody's getting together. And we can finally see what happens when we put a bunch of strong players in the same room to try and take them down. But as we take a look at the bracket here, Deathstrux, that does end up sending both Supernova and FlyQuest down towards the lower bracket because of the difference in seeds. That is part of why we are seeing FlyQuest further along in the bracket than Supernova. However, it does still mean that they only have a single life left and a lot of best of fives if they want to try and make their way to the finals.
And that's what I was about to say, Josh. You know what we have next? Best of fives. No more best of threes. The lower bracket starts off in best of fives. Look at the upper bracket. It's going to be best of fives as well. And that is also going to be fearless. So it means that when we get into the deep ends of these games, man, we're going to see just really what they have in store for us and what they can bring when their champion pools are really tested to the limits there, Josh. Off of that note, let's
Bueno, viendo el calendario ya sabemos cuándo es el próximo juego. 29 de agosto, chicos.
Nice. Look at all 5 members of Supernova on there. That's not something that happens every single time, right? You have Faisal, Kenvi, Toasty, Lens, and Diamond all showing up in their respective positions. And what else is really exciting here? I mean, fastest ADC kill from spawn at 3:30. I think we could get those up a little bit faster